Today, we give maybe a different perspective on the PSA price increase. California Dave reviews 25-26 SP game used. And we discuss what is the deal with box bottoms, plus a whole lot more. Welcome back to episode 368 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Josh! Loud collector, Phil! Loud collector, Phil! Baba Louie, Baba Louie! Baba Louie, Baba Louie! Welcome to the Gong Show.
We have every musical styling here at the Gong Show.
That was the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Baba Louie, Baba Louie.
I was dying when I heard it.
I'm going to crank that in the truck, man. We should roll into the expo like that on repeat.
That one's for our guy, Dean Portman, who's obsessed with metal music. Yeah. So there you go, Dean. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, we got to start off right off the bat. We got to give our congratulations to Team USA Women's Hockey for their 7th straight victory over Canada in the Olympics.
It's a one-game tournament. Relax, America.
Yeah, they won 5-0. Now, Victoria has been raving, and rightfully so, about Golden Gopher Abby Murphy. I'm sorry. Because that's how we do things here in the U.S. We crush in the preliminaries, Phil. That's our thing. But I got to say, those 7 straight wins against the home of hockey, ooh. Is everyone dressing in black today in Canada? Is it a day of mourning? What's going on?
I'm not social enough to know what's going on. I went to the gym today, the grocery store, and I spoke to my brother and my son, and nobody said a word about it. Then I went on the YouTubes, and I saw a few things about possibly an injury to one of our best players not helping our team. And it's a one-game tournament. It's a one-game tournament. That's all that matters right now.
Poulin was out, isn't she?
Yeah. Captain Clutch, right? That's what they call her?
I believe so, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Now, tomorrow, Phil, today, you're headed to Toronto.
I'm driving there right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Should he be podcasting and driving? Is that safe?
I think it's okay. Listen, the texting and driving is crazy. I'm just saying that, like that's the biggest problem in the world right now, or North America, anyways. It's a Trojan horse, I'm telling you. But anywho, I am driving to Toronto. I'm there a day early. I booked my trusty motel. And yes, I know what the motel is. You don't have to DM me on Instagram and tell me what really the motel is for. I know what it's for. It's comforting to me. But anyways, I don't know.
How much does it cost per hour?
Yeah, I didn't ask about the hourly rates. I know it's $100 for the night, and I have a good deal with Dilpreet at the counter. We're buddies. So, yeah, it's good.
Oh, so you get the clean sheets.
Yeah, you bring your own sheets is what I was going to ask.
I bring my own sheets and my pillow. That's a Phil thing. It's just a Phil thing.
Hotel, I think you're spot on. So are you going to have like a meet and greet with your fans at Denny's or something like that this weekend?
I don't even know that was offensive on a few levels. No, but I do have a couple of mandates set up. And I thought I would knock them out at Denny's. So I don't appreciate your patronizing me. But
if you want Phil's autograph, head to any Denny's and I'm sure you'll find him at breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's ridiculous, but also very, very accurate. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. I would have gone up Friday. I thought everybody was going to set up Thursday. I didn't think it through. All my friends that are in Toronto are in Toronto. Why would they go set up Thursday when the show is Friday night? So there's nobody I know that's going to be there Thursday. So apparently I'm going to Toronto a day early. I'm not wasting the $100 because Dilpreet will probably, then I'll probably see the nasty side of him. Well, I don't want to do that for our new friendship. So
you going to film any content while there, like for the brand?
Yeah. No, I'm going to, okay. I feel I do best if I have a theme in my mind. And as I'm driving to Toronto right now, I'm thinking about my theme. I got all the gear. I'm fully loaded. And I don't know, good thing. Worst case scenario, just go buy a bunch of cards. Yeah.
Yeah, that never hurts. What's going on with you, Baba Louie?
Nothing.
Exciting.
Riveting.
Eat, sleep, work, gong show. Eat, sleep, work, gong show kind of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Couple announcements and we'll get today's show started. Again, we're still whittling away, getting very close to being sold out of Reloaded. Head to gongshowreloaded.com. You can pick up either a box or 1 or 2 cases left, maybe. And again, you can see the complete checklist along with photos at hockeychecklist.com. Been highlighting one of the chase cards and one of the normies, one of the normal cards every show because I think it's fun. And I like to look at the cards in our Reloaded series. Again, it's 2026 Volume 1. So I am curious about this chase card, Phil, because I'm wondering, I know that you love your Patrick Wall. Is this a card that's nice enough where you would consider the Colorado jersey?
Never. Habs
really?
or nothing, baby. Yeah, I don't do I'm not kidding. I really, really can't stand the Colorado colors. There's something that makes it. You know how the Hulk gets angry when you make him angry? This if I was the Hulk, this would turn me green.
Really, I think this is a great card. It's a 2013-14 Panini National Treasures, Patrick Roy. NHL gear autographs is out of 25. I do prefer the Canadiens cards, but I would take this one. It's got 3 memorabilia windows. I just think I love how like the minimalistic kind of museum vibe to National Treasures.
I love the National Treasures, and this would be an amazing card for anybody to get. I'd be happy if I got this. It'd be a trader, but I'd be upset it wasn't Montreal Canadiens. I'm sorry. You wanted me to say I would, eh?
No. Just be honest. We're about honesty here. Yeah. And then the normal card, I don't even know if it's that normal anymore but it's a 24-25 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Macklin Celebrini Violet Pixels marquee rookie out of $299. Every day that goes by, it probably goes up and up and up, it seems. So that wouldn't be a bad for a not case hit. I would be happy with that.
Not too shabby on that one. Yeah. Oh, I don't even like Celebrini. You can trade that one.
I don't like purple.
I don't like purple. Another color that makes me angry. Yeah.
Purple makes you angry?
I think purple's supposed to make isn't it the color that makes people sexually frustrated? I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it makes people like green is warm and it makes you happy.
Well, green is calming. That's why they paint hospitals in the green color. I took a color theory class in college, and my semester project was I painted my dorm room candy apple red.
Oh.
And it messes with your head. Like people would be like hanging on my room, and after a half hour be like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, that's
like a very intense red.
Murderous thoughts there. Yeah, the expression I saw red, I was so mad. You took it a little too far there.
Saw a lot of red. So anyways, go ahead and pick up your Reloaded, and who knows, you might get one of these 2 cards at gongshowreloaded.com.
I really want, hey, time out, slow your roll. I really, really, really want Panini National Treasures back.
Yeah, I can't hold your breath.
Oh, nice cards, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Not going to happen. Okay. Phil, what's going down on Friday nights with Phil?
I don't know. I'll be in Toronto, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... Dave, no plan. There's no script. There's going to be there's a bit of a filter.
Yeah, there should be a filter. I take umbrage with that part.
Yeah. But there's a PG-13 plus filter.
PG-13 minus maybe would be.
Yeah. Disney princess up there. Oh, no, we already have a princess. I can't call you that.
But there's no filter on what you're going to say. I didn't say it was a rating, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Louis.
Yeah.
No, I'll be in Toronto. I don't know where I will land, but you're in good hands with me and Dave. I think Victoria is going to be a little overwhelmed from the weekend's events, so I wouldn't expect her there. Maybe she'll make an appearance. I don't know. But 9:45 is her cutoff, so we'll make sure if she does appear, it'll be before then. I'll give an update for Friday. Maybe I'll go hang out with Grant at his breaks. That could be kind of fun.
Oh yeah. Does your sketch hotel have decent internet? Or...
Yeah, great internet.
Really?
I wonder why.
Wow.
Yeah, fantastic. Best I've had. The best out of any Hojo or Days Inn or Holiday Inn Express. It's the best one.
All right, lastly, before we get started, a reminder that this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. What that means, of course, is that we rely on the support of the good listener, good watcher like yourself to, help this show cover our expenses, produce more and what we hope always to be better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives in a small way to grow the hobby. It's very easy to support us. You can do it through Patreon. It's $5 US a month. You can still be one of the first 999 supporters of our show. You get the Future Watch Gonger title. You also get access to our Discord. That's the key benefit. I mean, it's $5, right? But it's an amazing community of people that we have to have one of the most active Discords, I would think. I mean, not to brag, but I guess I'm going to brag. And it's nothing to do with us. It's a community that has really managed and grown itself. We have Evan, our Discord manager. We have Neil, who does our Discord show Behind the Bench. His Young Guns History Part 2, we just made public on YouTube. So you can get a taste of a sample of what that show is like. And we do contests and stuff where you can win hobby boxes and all that. So it's an amazing group. We hope to see you in there soon. If you want to support us, just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or you can just go to Patreon directly. It's patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description in both YouTube and all of the podcast apps and our Instagram and TikTok profiles too.
You know how the ladies, when we were younger, maybe older too, I don't know, they look for the winter warmth. Right? They break up with their boyfriends before the summer, but they get the boyfriends back for the winter warmth. Gentlemen, come get your winter warmth from Discord. It's a big dude group hug. It's great. Yeah. Whenever I'm lonely, I just pop in there. Then I feel good and I leave.
Great. Get your hug in our Discord. Thank you for that, Phil. Okay, Baba Louie, we have one new patron who might need a hug. We'll find out. I want to shout him out.
Loeb might need a hug.
What up, Loeb?
What up, Loeb? Is it an ear or a weenus?
An earlobe. Maybe.
Is a weenus a lobe? Do you know what a weenus is?
Yeah.
Is that a lobe? I think it's like an elbow lobe, right?
I don't know the strict definition of lobe. Maybe we'll make that a deep dive on a future episode. Okay, probably. What's the game plan?
Oh, the game plan is starting off with get to know your Hall of Famers. After that, what is the deal with box bottoms? We'll dive into a little box bottoms chat. After that, it's hobby news. Then it's highest selling players on eBay in January of this year. Then it's new product releases. And we'll finish with personal pickups.
Thank you, Louie. Let's kick off our show today with our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. It's where we're profiling todos los miembros del Salón de la Fama del Hockey.
What? Dude, this is hot. What?
Yeah, well, there's no Spanish word for hockey. I don't know.
There isn't?
No.
Hockey.
That's Spanish, I guess. So
no bueno
maybe it truly
hockey?
is yeah.
¿Cómo estás?
Sí.
So all the members of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Wow.
We started with the very first Hall of Fame class in 1945, have since been working our way to the present day. To date, we profiled more than 100 players, still a bunch to go. And today's Hall of Famer is another player I did not have a clue about. Harry Oliver.
Oh.
Yeah, crickets or big fans?
I like his jersey. They're not even jerseys back then. They were sweaters.
Sweaters, yeah. That's why they call them sweaters. Harold Pee Wee Oliver lived from 1898 until passing away at the age of 86 in 1985. He was both born and passed away in Selkirk, Manitoba, Canada, which is a little bit northeast of Winnipeg, because I looked it up. Oliver was a right shot, right wing, stood 5'8" and just 155 pounds. Weighs 20 more pounds than Phil, or did weigh. And in a playing career that lasted from 1918 until 1937, he played for the Calgary Tigers in the Western Canada Hockey League, the Boston Bruins, and the New York Americans in the NHL. Harry won the WCHL championship in 1924 with the Tigers, Stanley Cup with Boston in 1929, was also named a WCHL first team All-Star in 1924 and 25. And in 593 games between the WCHL and the NHL, he scored 217 goals and accumulated 350 points. After his playing career ended, Harry Oliver spent time working as an electrician in Selkirk. Can you imagine that? Like if, I don't know, like your dishwasher broke and you called the plumber and Mario Lemieux came to fix it.
Bonjour. Lights a smoke. Where's the leak?
Yeah. I don't know. Like Brett Hall is like, like changes your oil
Yeah, Brett Hall's a mechanic. Lemieux would be a plumber. Oh my God, that'd be funny. What would Gretzky be? He'd be a finance guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they made no money playing hockey, though, right? So they had to go get a regular job.
Craig Berube would be a Marvel villain for
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
Yeah, all the way.
And then he also spent time working for the Canadian government in Winnipeg for the Weights and Measures Department, whatever that means. I guess he weighed things and measured stuff.
Yeah, that's good. He got paid. That's the golden handcuffs, right?
Why you should care about Harry Oliver. Harry Oliver was born in, as we mentioned, 1898 in Selkirk and learned the game in the most literal way, skating and practicing on local outdoor ice before organized hockey was common in his area. As a younger, he came up through the Selkirk fisherman system, playing both junior and senior hockey in his hometown and building a reputation as a natural scorer. In 1919, he and Selkirk won the Manitoba Senior Hockey League and earned the right to challenge the Hamilton Tigers for the Allen Cup. He scored in the series, even though Selkirk lost in total goals decision. Remember, that's how like the Stanley Cup and all these playoffs were decided. They'd play a couple games, and whoever scored the most total goals won. By 1920, he left home for pro hockey in Calgary and spent time with the Calgary Canadians before moving on to higher profile Western Pro circuit. He became a featured right winger for the Calgary Tigers in the WCHL era, where skating and finishing translated immediately against top competition. In the early 1920s, his scoring jumped to the league's top tier, highlighted by a 25-goal WCHL season in 1922-23, cementing him as one of Calgary's offensive drivers. The 1923-24 season became the defining prime checkpoint. He led Calgary's offense 22 goals, 34 points as the Tigers won the WCHL championship. That title sent Calgary to the Stanley Cup final against the Montreal Canadiens, where the Tigers were swept in a best-of-3 series, an early example of how the Western champs had to run the brutal gauntlet to reach the Cup. His WCHL dominance wasn't one-off. He earned first-team All-Star honors at 24-25, validating he was viewed as one of the league's elite forwards. Listed at 5'8", about 155 pounds, he carried the nickname Pee-wee and played a skill and quickness game that let him produce despite giving up size to most opponents. When the WCHL collapsed in 1926, his rights were bought by the Boston Bruins, and he stepped into the National Hockey League as an instant impact veteran scorer rather than a developing prospect. His first Boston season was in 1926-27. He quickly became the club's scoring centerpiece, leading the Bruins offensively and setting pace for what Bruins fans came to recognize as the team's early speed and skill threat. On January 11th, 1927, he scored 4 goals against the Chicago Blackhawks in a 6-3 win, the first 4-goal game in Bruins history. Over his first 3 seasons with Boston, he led the Bruins in both goals and points each year, basically serving as the franchise's early offensive benchmark. In the 1929 Cup run, Boston swept the New York Rangers to win the franchise's first championship. In the clincher at Madison Square Garden, he scored the opening goal and assisted Bill Carson's Cup-winning tally.
Whoa.
That next spring, he authored one of the most famous goals of his career. On March 20th, 1930, he ended Game 1 versus the Montreal Maroons in 3 overtimes, scoring at 45-35 of overtime in a 2-1 Bruins win. Even into the early 1930s, Harry Oliver stayed in Boston's top scoring mix, posting 30 points in 44 games in 1930-31, while the Bruins remained among the NHL's strongest clubs. His on-ice reputation included discipline, and accounts from his era consistently framed him as a low-penalty, clean player for the time, rarely piling up penalty minutes compared to many contemporaries. In 1934, after 8 seasons in Boston, he moved to the New York Americans, finishing his NHL career there over the next 3 seasons. His final season was disrupted by illness and a reported mastoid operation after influenza, and he retired in 1937. His legacy was later formalized with an induction to the Hockey Hall of Fame as part of the class of 1967.
So was it because he was so small and good? Is that why?
I guess. I think probably maybe the first really offensive dynamo in Boston's history that led them to the first cup sort of deal. I think in their centennial, they might have named him one of the top 100 players. So, looking at the Harry Oliver hobby market, his rookie card is in the 1923 V128 Pollen set, card number 69. Stop giggling. The PSA 4 pictured high selling copy sold for $1,689 US in November of 2022. There's also Oliver cards in 2 of the 1933 gum sets. They were all gum companies in 1933. 1933 O-Pee-Chee. What?
Or smokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the 20s was the cigarette companies.
Well, I just smokes and gum have always been connected to this card.
Yeah, true. I think it went tobacco, in the 1910s, and then chocolate, and then 1920s, and gum in the 1930s. The 1933 O-Pee-Chee card, number 9, has the 4 different color backgrounds. This one's green, where PSA 6 high-selling copy sold for $305 US in September of 2015. Long time ago, 10 years, 11 years. And the 1933 Worldwide Gum, card number 23, high-selling copy is this PSA 4, sold for just $100 US, again in November 2015. So something in 2015 and somebody chasing Harry Oliver, that's for sure. Well, that boys.
What's your favorite Pee Wee Herman movie? Unless you guys didn't like Pee Wee Herman.
Big Top?
Really? I don't know. Pick. Is that your final answer?
I don't remember them. I don't even remember.
There's 3. I mean, there's 4 with the Christmas special, but Big Pee Wee's Big Adventure, 84, 85. Yeah, Big Top. Big Top was a circus, 89, maybe 88. And then the Netflix one, which was great. I mean, if you haven't watched, like 10 years old now, but it was awesome.
Is
that the documentary?
No, it's a Pee Wee movie. It's number 3. It's excellent. Yeah, it's really, Josh, you'd love it. It's not scary at all.
Which one's the one? I think it's Big Adventure, but he gets into that semi truck with the lady driver. Or am I way wrong?
No, and I don't remember, Louis. I don't know. That could be Big Top on his way to the circus, but the Big Adventure is when he loses his bike. And it's kind of trippy because Tim Burton directed that movie, so it's kind of dark in a weird way. It's excellent. Sure. It stands the test of time. I watch it at least once a year.
I remember watching the documentary a couple years ago on Paul Rubens.
Yeah, well, he did the filthy with his naughty bits in the theater, and that kind of ruined him. He was like the original canceled guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, he's a big. I like Paul Rubens.
Okay, totally off topic, but this kind of blew my mind. Speaking of like early cancel guys.
Yeah.
And this is a total like internet meme thing that they always say is shocking, but never really is shocking. But this one was shocking and the title of it was, what's the number 1 sports arena or venue song of all time that you'll never hear again? That was completely canceled.
Winds of Change by Scorpions?
No, I don't remember. Remember the song that would go like every like high school band would play it like dun dun dun.
Blur 2?
Dun 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 dun.
The Gophers games all the time.
It's a Gary Glitter song. He was canceled.
Let's go Senators. Let's go Senators. That one?
No, it goes bum bum bum.
Okay. Well, you got to say it now. It's too much. So why can't they play it?
Gary Glitter. Because he was canceled. He was like a child.
Oh, he's a
guy.
diddler. Yeah, good. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the song, but I remember like every high school basketball game, high school hockey game, our band would play that song the entire time. I was like, oh my God, I have not heard that song in 15 years.
Don't you remember Jock Jams? Did you guys have Jock Jams? As the
yeah,
you put that on before every game. That and Rage Against the Machine or any Tupac before a hockey game, you're good to go.
Okay.
We should stay on track. Where are we?
Stay on track.
Great.
I'm going to try another news segment today. I'm going to channel my inner Seinfeld on this one. And what is the deal with box bottoms? So I actually did a little research on that, and turns out Jerry Seinfeld never said that, even though he's widely attributed, like, what is the deal with peanuts, right, on the whole airline bid. Apparently, it was like a early 1990s SNL Jeopardy skit where I think they were channeling Seinfeld, or he was writing it, or just involved somehow, right? But I'm still roll with it because I love the bit. And oftentimes on our show, we get asked to dig into various aspects in the hobby. And in the past week, a good listener requested we talk more about and maybe learn a thing or two about box bottoms. The other thing I have had in my head about this whole time is the
Queen.
box bottom girls. It's funny.
Box bottom cards make the hobby go round, right?
Yeah.
Box bottom girl.
Okay. And he reached out and said that he thinks these are a little bit overlooked by some collectors. So today we're going to take on our first installment of What is the Deal? And we're going to learn about box bottoms. Are you guys into bottoms?
Yeah, as long as
Oh,
you
yeah.
stop doing that thing.
Oh, I'm going to do it more now.
Well, yeah, then we're going to lose Patreon and subscribers.
Oh,
and...
stop. Okay, so box bottoms, now to understand like what they are is they were cards that were printed in a sheet of 4 on the bottom of retail boxes from 1985 until 1990-91. And we have to remember too that back in the day there was no retail product and hobby product. It was all retail boxes, and we would go down to the grocery store or the gas station or dime store, where my grandma used to call it, and buy some sports cards there. And so for a 6-year period, both Topps and O-Pee-Chee printed 4 cards on the bottom of all these boxes that you could essentially cut out from the bottom of the box and collect. And like I said, for each product year, there'd be 16 different cards printed on 4 different box bottom combinations. And there was a lot of star power within these, and they would have a pretty small checklist. Now they're distinct because for 2 reasons, really. They were printed on different stock than a trading card because they're printed on the box. So it's a little thicker, had a different feel to it. And then there's some design differences too, where Topps and O-Pee-Chee would a long times differentiate, like change the border color to yellow or some other color there as well. And they have become pretty collectible in some cases because I think the biggest reason is they offer a little bit of variety in an era where there was not much variety. Other than league leaders or trophy cards, you had the base card each year, and that was basically it. And as of now, today, we get hundreds of different cards to collect. But and especially we'll look at like Mario Lemieux, who was the big rookie on this. I think a lot of people view it as sort of the alternate version of his rookie card. What's interesting too is that they didn't just print the front of the card. So on the inside of the box, they had the back of the card as well. And I don't know. I just think that I'm glad they went the extra mile to do that with these, and that's probably why they're somewhat collectible. A lot of times they featured stars. There are 2 notable rookies though within that 6-7 year period. Mario Lemieux is a big one, 1985 Topps and O-Pee-Chee, and then Dave's guy, Luc Robitaille.
Oh, it was a little blurry, I was going to say.
Right there on the 1987.
I have a Luc Robitaille. I have one right here for the good watcher. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. So that would be what, 89?
Yeah, 89-90. Sakic's here, no? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they printed a Sakic on the box bottom though, because they probably didn't know that he probably wasn't a touted enough rookie.
I don't know anything about him. I'm learning from you right now.
Okay. Well, thank you. So on the things to know about box bottoms, and part of what makes them unique is that although they're printed on the bottom of every box, they're tough to find, and especially in good condition because, well, a lot of people just threw the box away. And then on the condition front, remember, this is the bottom of the box. So as they stood on shelves and they were moved around and thrown around or whatever, obviously the surface of the card was it was an abrasive and got scratched a lot. And so again,
like mine are rough. Like you can buy these for $5, $10, and they're pretty banged up because the ones in excellent condition, like Josh is telling you, people are charging for them, right? People are paying.
Oh yeah.
A perfect 4 square there. Be really nice to have in your collection for sure. And they even make top loaders for them. So that's okay. They're rare, but they're not that rare. They're common enough for Ultra Pro to make top loaders.
That is cool. And if you want to cut them out, and because they're intended to be hand cut, they can actually be graded. That was one of the biggest surprises when I first learned about these a number of years ago, is that they can be graded by, in particular, PSA. And actually, PSA does have their own grading standards for box bottoms, and there are some things to know about that if you ever chose to go that route. And so, first of all, PSA distinguishes hand cut cards versus sheet cut cards. And I'm glad you used this photo, Louis, because I'll say something about that in a minute. So PSA will virtually grade any card that's hand cut off of a panel, box, etc. And this includes like cereal boxes, Hostess, Bazooka, strip cards, etc.
Will they do a craft dinner card?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
But you have to keep the following information in mind. The service does not include traditional sheet cut cards, right? So the PSA draws the distinction between cards that were originally intended to be put into packs. Like that's why they won't grade like a sheet cut Gretzky rookie, because where Beckett will. It's kind of interesting now that they own both companies, but and so they won't grade those. But any card that was printed on a box like this and you do hand cut it, they will grade that. And in order for PSA to actually assign a grade to any of the cards it possesses, so there must be visible defined borders on all sides. And this is like a really key point about these box bottom cards. Whereas if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that they actually have like sort of the lines in the middle. In order for the card to be graded by PSA, you actually have to leave a sliver of that border, that line. Oh, there you go, Phil. There's a...
Yeah.
What set is that?
This is 2018-19 Young Guns.
Oh, really?
Sick,
Oh, that's
eh?
cool.
Brady's in there. It's $300. Big waste of money, but I'm kind of the longer I have it, the happier I am. I have it. I've been upset for like 4 years.
Be about $600 to frame
Cool.
it. That's why I always struggle with those things.
The cheapest from a custom framer was 1,100 Canadian. I was floored and shocked. I was like, oh, wait till I'm an adult and make adult money. Come on, Josh.
You should save that for our Young Guns uncut sheet segment sometime.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thanks, Louie.
So again, like going back to grading, like in order to get the grade, you actually have to see a little bit of that black border where like intuitively you would think that that's almost not cutting it wrong, but that's like PSA proving to PSA that this was supposed to be a hand cut card. And then the other big kind of requirement on the grading side is minimum size, right? That matters a lot. So you have to be very careful with cutting these. And then obviously it's how you cut it. If you take a scissors and like me would be all over the place with it, that would make a, probably not be good. So you have to use like a straight line cutter, something like that.
Yeah, this. One of these.
Oh, is that one of those like, oh yeah, where you cut your
from-
finger off kind of things in school?
Yeah, it's dangerous though. You got to watch your fingers.
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people would be surprised to learn is that these can go for quite a chunk of change, especially the right card, and if it happens to be graded high. And so to finish our little short exploration today on box bottoms, I wanted to take a look at the top 5 all-time highest public sales for hockey box bottoms, hand-cut cards per card letter sales history. And they would all be Mario Lemieux rookies, so we're just doing each as respective top sale if you strictly did the top 5. But these are the top 5 high-selling different cards. So
now,
number 5...
Before you get into that, can I ask you a question quick?
Yeah.
Because I noticed it when we showed this picture here. It's all yellow. And then this one here, I just, through the world of magic cutting, split them up. But how, when they say keep the line because they want to see it, like I have that one here. So there's no line to show, to leave for them.
Maybe I know with the Mario Lemieux that there's a black line and you have to have a little bit of that.
Okay.
So it might differ from year to year. I don't know. Maybe some box bottom expert will chime in and
So
answer your question.
the one piece of licensed media that the consumer is allowed to modify under grading. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of interesting. It's an oddity and kind of
interesting,
cool
right?
in that way. So-
Thank you, grading companies, for allowing us to submit this to you. It's okay. We'll let you. Okay, thank you.
when the better you manipulate it, the higher grade you get. I mean, depending on the surface of the card and everything.
There's layers to this game, brother. There's layers.
So here's the top 5. At number 5 is not the rookie, but it's the 1986 O-Pee-Chee Mario Lemieux. It's a PSA 8. And sold for $495 US in January of 2024. Now the PSA 8 pop is 9. There's 8 PSA 9s and 0 PSA 10. So I think it's very hard to get a PSA 10 box bottom because I'm imagining the surface grade is almost impossible.
Well, and I don't think they want to say a regular civilian can do the job of a professional hockey card cutter guy, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Here's a good, if you're watching on YouTube too, here's a good thing to point out that I didn't talk about a second ago with grading. I like this, how PSA will put box bottoms hand cut on it. So just so everybody, even though if you're not super familiar with how box bottoms work, you know it's a hand cut card.
How do we not have laser beam cuts now? Like how is it? We're in
Freaking
2026. I heard UCLA is curing baldness, or they've already figured out how to topical cream can make a mouse, Mr. Bigglesworth, have like a little patch, and we can't laser cut a piece of cardboard. I'm sure we can, right?
I don't think Louis and I can handle your ego if you got hair back.
No, I wouldn't even do it. Dude, I went bald at 20. Like, I'm good. I'd weird myself out. Yeah, I would.
Well, you know they can take all the hair off your back and put it on your head, right?
I can do a shoulder comb over. I got plans, boys. I got plans.
Gross.
Greek
All right,
people are the best.
The fourth highest selling box bottom card is a 1990 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky PSA 10. I like the look of this one. I actually like that blue, kind of like steel blue background. It's over $1,000 in July of 2024. So here is a PSA 10. This one must grade pretty well because the PSA 10 pop is 22 for Gretzky.
Oh, still really cool though, man. Top's 90. Yeah. Come on. Oh, Top's O-Pee-Chee 1990. It's so bad. It's amazing. I hope you have a craft dinner card up here, man. I don't think you realize how important those cards are.
He doesn't.
No. 1986 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky PSA 10. So for $1,300 US in November of 2023. It's a cool looking card.
Someone's mom cut that for sure. You know the moms cut these cards.
Yeah. Number 2 is a 1988 O-Pee-Chee Gretzky PSA 9, sold for $1,357 in September of 2024. There's a PSA 9 as Pop 16. There's one PSA 10 of this one. Oh yeah, there you go, Phil. You could have, well, you just wrecked it now, but you could have had $1,300 on your hands there.
Francis is Pat LaFontaine, Bobby Smith, Habs legend, and Ron Francis are on this one. But to Josh's, if you can see, like somebody put Scotch tape on it. You can't see it, but you see?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I got this for $5. You don't want to. I'm just waiting for when I meet a lovely lady. Hopefully she can cut it straight with her hands because I'm a bit of a shaker.
Well, you didn't buy it for $5 because you wanted the Francis with tape on it. The
Correct.
Gretzky's perfect.
Yeah, you can get great deal. A lot of old farts have tons of these.
And to the surprise of no one, I'm sure, the highest selling card ever is the 1985. It's actually a Topps Mario Lemieux PSA 9, sold for $5,000 in January of 2023. PSA 9 is a pop of 9 out of 123 graded, 0 PSA 10s. And again, I think why it's worth $5,000 is people see this as sort of an alternate Mario Lemieux rookie card. Now, do you view it that way or no?
I want to play simple on this one. I meet them both in the middle. I understand if the person wants to argue that it's not a rookie, sure. I'd probably lean 60% it is. I mean, it is. It's a licensed card produced in the rookie year.
And if you were a hardcore Lemieux collector and you already had both his O-Pee-Chee and Topps rookies, and at some point this card would probably make sense to you.
Oh, if you're a Lemieux collector, you have all the box bottoms. I mean, I'm a moderate Gretzky collector, and I have them all separated and in sheets, and you got these, yeah.
There you go.
You can find them. I want the good listener to know this. You can. This is a perfect. They're never going to be front and center, but they're always in that weird little spot. I'm under the baseline that we're at a card show. And these are great things to get at a card show. I wouldn't be buying these off eBay too much, or unless you get a great deal or whatnot. But there's some scuzzy ones out there. I mean, I just showed you Scotch tape on Francis.
True.
Okay, well, that was our first. What is the deal with box bottoms?
I want to do a what's the deal.
Okay, you can.
Okay, I'll think of something.
Anytime you want.
Okay.
Slab Sharks is a Gong Show partner sponsor. Thankful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly auction is live and ends tonight. Like every week, of course, there's major heat in the auction. Grails, whales, and tails for your PC, all available to get. We'll be live on the Gong Show YouTube channel starting at 8 p.m. tonight. We're going to have some fun with the chat and cover all the bids and big cards ending in the auction. I will be there. So will Sylvain. He's going to be captain card manager.
Yeah, he's driving. Apologies in advance. I know it'll be dull, but...
Yeah, it'll be Phil from his creepy Paid by the Hour hotel in Toronto and our friend Neil. Yeah. Will be joining us as well. So
he's coming back. Mueller's coming back. That's good.
Oh, wait, he was there last time, was he?
Yeah,
yeah,
he was. Oh, you guys just never let him get a word in. So,
Oh, he was there. Yeah, because he was there for my card.
What do you want me to do, man? I'm in gear 8. You want me to slow down for you guys in gear 2? All you guys are the same. Oh, slow down. Well, you speed up, man. Speed up. I love you, Neil.
Unless he wants to be. Neil won't be there, but of course he's welcome back. Otherwise, it'll be the three of us.
You remind me of the piggy bank in Toy Story where he's changing the channel on the remote control. He's like, past it. I got to go back around the horn now. I'm already there.
You're not the first person to say that, you bastard. I can't believe you just said that.
So have you guys seen in our Discord channel, because we do have a Slab Sharks channel in Discord, how people have started posting their total earnings since we just started we partnered with them, I think June 1st. So like 9 months or something. And here's the 4 people that have posted their earnings.
Lucrative. You can use that word. We're not like that, but I mean, for this, we should be. It's lucrative. It's just, you're crazy.
I'm not going to out them on the podcast, but
no,
you can join our Discord and you can see exactly how much they've made. But 7,000, 10,000, and somebody's made $45,000 selling cards on Slam Shark.
Crazy. Does his wife know? Stay tuned. We'll find out.
These are not flippers like Sylvan. These are all collectors that are just kind of like what we've been doing, is offloading cards they don't want and maybe trading up to get a new PC card or pay bills, whatever you want to do. They're just making bank on this auction. Well, and I just sent in 290 cards the other day to pay for my Crosby Prism, I hope, that I bought in last week's auction. And it was fun. Louis helped me we watched the Super Bowl and went through all my cards.
Except
and he was actually a big help. Back
to the Slab Sharks. Okay, I told you, I said earlier I wouldn't say how much, but I'm over 10K with my Bedard. I've done 3 I'm with my Bedard. I'm over 10K, which is crazy. These are cards that just sat. There was a couple of Kachucks I sold that I'm aware of, but the majority of the cards were all in my basement. Like Dave, I didn't even send in all the cards Dave put aside for me. I just sent half of them. Yeah. Dave just kept send this. I don't know what they were. Yeah, over 10K for nothing. I did nothing.
Do you guys want to know why I'm screwed?
Nope.
I'll behave. Go ahead.
I noticed today there's a card ending tomorrow that is like a big time grail of mine.
Listen, every week.
But this is a card that I've been looking for a year.
This time it's different. Okay, checklist boy.
I have such a problem. But I just pushed all my chips in last week and bought my biggest card ever. So
we can do it again. We didn't touch some of the stuff, buddy. You got more.
That eyebrow twitched a twitch I've never seen before on you, Josh.
Do my kids really need to go to college? I mean, let's be honest.
Sam's an entrepreneur. He's fine. Yeah, what kind of a lesson are you teaching him by living in your house rent free? Charge the kid rent. Kick him in your backyard.
Well, you're dropping off another submission in Toronto this weekend, aren't you too, Phil?
Maybe I already did. Maybe I'm already in Toronto and dropping it off. Yeah, okay. I'll be seeing Karn probably won't come out. They'll be like, Phil's here. I'll be like, yeah, cool, see ya. But I'll see Brianna. She'll be at the front. She's always nice. She always offers me coffee, and I always say no. Nice. Yeah, can't wait. I highly recommend to drop it off in person. They have an amazing lobby set up. Very great parking.
Yep. Phil goes to the Slab Sharks, and then he comes back, and he's like, does Karn have bad teeth? Because every time I go, he's at the dentist.
Yeah. He's never around anymore. Yeah, that'll be good.
Well, if you have not tried selling your cards in Slab Sharks, you're honestly kind of missing out. It's pretty awesome. I would recommend trying a 10 to 20 card submission. You will not regret it. And if you're an American, home of the soon-to-be Olympic hockey glory, the nation of hockey, really, I would say.
Okay, let's come on.
Canada's we partner with Slab Sharks to make it super easy to get your cards into the biggest and best weekly auction. All you got to do is ship them to us, and we ship them to the Slab Sharks team, and they take care of the rest. There's no international shipping, no listing hassles, no dealing with buyers, no post-sale issues. It's beautiful.
Did you say Canada's melting?
I did.
If we melt, we're melting on you.
Yeah.
Depending on sea levels, of course. I know. Okay.
All right. For complete consignment information, including payout rates, and get the process started today, head to slabsharks.com. Hobby news.
Acquired information of our gatherings and presented to you
by Hockey Card journalists, right?
Hockey card journalists, that's the best. That solves all that anxiety of like influence and nothing. Health and fitness is the only thing I ever want to move the needle on. Nothing else. Nothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, boys, PSA raised their prices again. I want to talk about it a little bit. So the other day, PSA announced that it's raising prices for a bunch of tiers and grading options, and also increased turnaround time. Of course, moves that most hobbyists don't love. There are some new pricing tiers. So TCG has probably seen the biggest increase, where it was cheaper than normal cards for whatever reason. The bulk pricing is going from roughly 19 US to 25 US. Value bulk is going up about $3 to the same 25 US on the sports card side. And then there's $5 increases to value, value plus, value max, and regular. And then PSA is also increasing turnaround times in these service levels to roughly 5 business days. Now, according to PSA President Ryan Hoge, it's due to the continued increase in demand for services. The company has put out that at this time, like 5 years ago, he said that they were grading about 15,000 cards a day. And today, that's jumped to 90,000 cards a day. So crazy amount of increase in business there. And then again, of course, collectors are not going to like this, including me. I mean, again, who wants to pay more for stuff? I like to pay less for stuff. I'm sure you guys do too. But what I want to do on our show today is maybe thread the needle a little bit and have a different level conversation about this. I get it. The hobby is mad as hell and isn't going to take it anymore. But let's put down the pitchforks for a second and maybe steelman the situation. But here's the thing. By steelman, I don't mean let's take the side of the company. I don't want to do that. I assume PSA knows what they're doing and will make, they're big boys and girls. They'll make the decisions that they think are best for both the long and short term for their business. And a point on that before we get into the steelman argument. Ultimately, we can't ever forget that as hobbyists and consumers and patrons of their company, we actually get the most important vote. You know, part of me hates when you see like the PSA overlord is forcing price increases on us. No, they're not. The thing is, consumers, we vote with our wallet. Not with our words, with our wallet. So at some point, if PSA raises prices too much and then people stop using them, they'll find an alternative. That's the way capitalism works, right? Is that they're, you know, and any company is going to try to balance demand and price. And so it's not, I kind of reject the notion of PSA forcing anything on people. Then don't grade your cards. Don't buy them. Grade with somebody else if it really bothers you that much. But again, that's not the point that I really wanted to get across today. I wanted to take a look at like what's best for the hobby. And because on all of this and like reading between the lines and getting past it, and listen, if you want more of the traditional sort of take on this, there's 1,000 channels out there talking about the price increase. And I just don't want to parrot kind of the same sort of, again, sort of, PSA is a monopoly, all this sort of stuff. But I want to look at it from this, again, perspective of what's best for us as the hobby, the minnows, dolphins, and whales, everybody included. And first of all, like when you look at the decision to raise prices, like from an economic perspective, a price hike does 3 things. And this is not just PSA, this is any business, any college economics or high school economics class that you would take. Is price increases help manage demand, right? So PSA is saying that demand is outpacing capacity, and therefore we're raising prices to lower the lower submissions and be you know, again, to have less strain on their capacity. It should then also filter submissions to higher value cards, which we'll get to in a second, and then protects turnaround predictability instead of like wait times, you know, spiraling more and more out of control. Again, this is what a classic economics book would tell you, and I agree with it, right? Now, one alternative that I've heard people mention in this in the last day or two is that, well, instead of raising the price, PSA should just limit submissions. And I get where people are coming from, but I don't agree with that either, right? Because I think that it's better for the hobby to not like if you hit a big Macklin Celebrini banger and you want to get it graded, and it's like, oh, sorry, we're out of submissions this month, then, that removes your opportunity to grade. And so I think by raising prices in order to lower demand, but keep the service available to anyone is a better solution to the hobby. But you guys or somebody else could debate me on that.
Oh, do you want us to debate you?
No, but you
Okay.
can.
I can't debate what I agree about.
Yeah. What I really want to talk about, though, is in a way, and I don't even know the most artful way to say this, but is higher grading prices better for the hobby because it means less cards will get graded? So I did a little experiment today. I went to Card Ladder and looked at January of 2026, and I searched for cards that public sales on this public secondary marketplaces, so not the totality of all sales, but of PSA graded cards that sold for less than $30. And I found that about every day, 5,000 to 6,000 cards sell for less than $30. Now, why did I pick that? Because that's basically the cost of grading. And it's it feels like it's gotten to the point, like, I guess that you can take the mentality of make grading $10 and every card out of a pack, let's just send it in and get graded.
Mm-hmm.
Or is, having a little bit of a higher bar of entry, does that, in a sense, maybe force people to be a little bit more discriminate, a little bit more choosy about the cards that they send in? And in effect, does that mean that there's less cards that are graded, and it actually makes slab cards maybe more unique or special or distinctive, rather than, because I kind of wonder, like, and I don't know, we haven't coined this, but people have used like the junk slab era. It reminds me of the junk wax era a little bit, where it's, if every card's graded, then do graded cards become special anymore?
Yeah, but I don't think I think this was a planned company-wide, like 4 years ago. I mean, I'm going to use general terms and general scenarios here. A group of men and women sat in a boardroom and said, how can we, and good on them, that's business. How can we make grading part of the culture, the fabric of sports card collecting? Let's find ways to execute accordingly. I up for debate, but if you ask me, I think they executed that pretty perfectly. And now that's the problem, right? I think people think we are around the corner of every card's going to get graded. I love how the price went up. Better selection for me. One of the hardest parts of my collecting journey is finding raw cards. Mm-hmm. So, the flip side of this coin is lonely collectors and like me who I don't mind grading. It's I'm done. I've evolved from that, right?
Well,
so none of this
to
affects me. This is a bonus for me because now people won't grade as much.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make me happy or sad. It's just life is full of change, right? So I just have to pivot a little bit, not a lot of it, just a little bit, right? So if you're a big grader, you just have to now pivot, change. You have to embrace change or it'll eat you alive, right? Well, or go watch some other channels.
There's the first like business book your boss will typically ever hand you is Who Moved My Cheese, right? It's like, great if your book. Business is dependent solely on somebody else's decision, that's a big problem.
Then maybe you're not the entrepreneur you thought you were.
Yeah, if you don't have a plan for when somebody makes a decision that's out of your control, then that's on you, and that's a poor strategy. But I don't mind that, because I look at it this way, right? If you have a Macklin Celebrini Young Guns, does the difference between $22 and $25 matter to you on a card that could be worth $2,000?
No, but it's
a
talking
10.
Point of today. It's and I get stuck with it too of my sends, right? I get petty about my sends and what? Did you see that line change? Fire them all. Like it's petty behavior. But if you're so enthralled into our hobby, Pitchfork Nation, baby. Listen, isn't there Patrick Ryan? Didn't something come up? Isn't he a congressman or a senator or something? And he's obviously a sports card collector. Something new happened in the last few days. He was asked about it, and he said nobody has gotten back to him yet, but he's on it. Which does that mean anything?
That means
on
nothing.
what?
he filed a complaint or something?
No,
I'm
he's
not
a
American.
politician.
Say something.
He's a politician that just said that the FTC should look into it. He's a congressman, and I don't think he's on it's the Federal Trade Commission that would have to look into it. He has no power. It's a blustering thing. Not that it can't turn into something, but it's not news. I mean, look at what our biggest politician said, that China's going to take hockey away from Canada. That's just as believable as
funny.
Patrick Ryan's.
Yeah, no, well, hey, man. Yeah,
So I just don't want to put a lot of stock into what politicians say.
There's litmus tests everywhere. Everywhere we look, there's a test of character. It's incredible. Okay, so forget that. But I think Pitchfork Nation happens when you go looking for it. I don't think people are that upset about this. You're allowed to be like, well, that's annoying. Well, that's stupid, but I don't think anyone's going to adjust their entire business model. It's because some couple of YouTube channels are really angry at the things they're not paying into. I'm more mad about Honey Nut Cheerios. Why is no one emailing General Mills? This is crazy. That to me is way more important in my life.
Or it's like gas, right? I mean, this is a very Minnesota thing because gas is probably a horrible example, but gas is probably like $2.80 a gallon here. If it goes to $2.50, I'm happy. Yeah. And I get more gas. If it's $4, then it's like, ooh, I'm gonna wait.
But you're gonna waste the gas anyway. Okay, look, another bad analogy. I'm sorry, but when I hacked darts, I'd buy cartons. I had Cole's mother would always complain when she went to the store. Did you see the price of cigarettes? They went up $3. I'm like, buy 50 of them. You're gonna use them anyways. No, that's ridiculous. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, so again, it's like, I don't know how to say, maybe I'm not smart enough, but I don't know how to say that I, of course, don't love when prices go up on things, but I also don't know if I want 90,000 cards a day that are graded entering the marketplace. And I say that as a fan of grading. It's like, I want it to mean something, right? And and again, you look at just in Card Ladder, 5,000 to 6,000 cards a day that don't even cover grading costs are selling. It means that people are grading a lot of crap. I'm sorry. And so if by going from $22 to $25, it means you can't grade your Shane Pinto Young Guns as frequently as you wanted to, then every
expo, there's how many tall box shoe boxes? It's more and more. It is. Listen, you don't have to apologize for anything. Our finger is on the pulse. Like us or hate us. I mean, our finger's on the pulse. What? I don't go to card shows. I go to many card shows. There are so many tall box shoe box slab, $5 to $10, which is it's cool, I guess, if you're a hunter. But I like more. I don't really have a dog in this fight, but I like more what you're saying, Josh. I would rather less grading, because then it would make grading more special for you grading lovers, wouldn't it? I mean, that's just normal. And then for me, raw collectors, it leaves some more in the wild for me, right? It's my biggest problem. I can't find cards that are raw.
How did I say it to you last night, Josh? I don't have a problem with grading, but there's so much of it that the nostalgia's kind of lost in it. Where there's so many people grading cards just for an ROI, where back in the day, I don't know what that day was, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was kind of cool, to have a graded card, an authenticated card graded, not that you were getting rid of it. Like I showed you, I always thought it would be cool to have some of my Puckett's specific ones graded. Don't care if they're going to get any more money for them, but just to have the 35th anniversaries or something slabbed up, and look nice in a slab, is that, I don't think it's fair to say there's not as much junk out there, because I would think that was cool, but yes, the prices obviously pushed me out of even considering doing it.
Well, and if grading doesn't add value, then you would think that maybe less people you would, again, be more selective about the cards that you grade, because again, this is tied to demand, and demand is controlled by us. It's not controlled by PSA. There's no law that exists in my country. I don't know about your country, Phil, that where you have to send a minimum amount of cards per month to PSA in order to avoid jail time.
I think I think my friend Brad Hartland is trying to pass legislation for that. Actually,
well, we love Brad, and I'm sure he's having fun these past couple of days. But if they raise the price a few dollars and demand still continues, then the logical thing that any company would do is they'll probably raise their price again until it stops, right?
But when I do have to say, it doesn't fall like we have the biggest voice. We vote with our wallet. Yes, there is not 1% of that is untrue, but it's exactly like telling a teenager in high school, every vote counts. You should go vote for the country's president or prime minister. It doesn't. It's a drop out of the ocean. We got to think of a different way that we all vote with our wallet. That doesn't work. No one cares about that. No one. You're absolutely correct, but we need a different way to say it, right? Like
there is no, but that's the truth.
Well, then it's falling flat though. No one, because I mean, it's just like social media, kind of, right? Everything that I see is not everything I read or see on my screen is not the life I'm living when I go to work. It's very disconjointed, right? And that's why people are frustrated. And so when we say, everyone's hating PSA, blah, 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 they obviously don't. The majority of the hobby loves grading. They love it. It's never going anywhere. So what? For every one person that's complaining the price went up, there's 500 who don't care.
Yeah. Well, it's just, again, that demand and supply are what determines price. And the people that it's the same with hobby box at card shops, right? You can go get EX 2000 for way cheaper than anyone wants to sell it because there's no demand. You can't find 2425 Series 2 for under $400. Why? Because everybody wants it. And then
remember I called you? I was like, I had an itch to scratch. I just went to go buy a box. I was like, no, Series 2. They're like, yeah, $399, Phil. I'm like, what? I had no idea that Celebrini box went. I speechless. I had even we were on the podcast talking about it. It's just right over my head. Floored. So what is everybody bad now because they raised the price of something everybody wants? Did you ever try to buy a bench press during COVID? $1,000 for a piece of crap York bench.
Because the flip side of the coin is that if, let's say, PSA's capacity of like what they can comfortably do is 75,000 cards a day, if they're only receiving 50,000 cards a day, but if they are receiving 50,000 cards a day, you know what's going to happen? They're going to lower their price, or they're going to lay people off, or they're going to reduce capacity to produce that. But any business in the world in this situation would raise their price. And again, I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying you should like it as a hobbyist, but it's just to understand. And my key point to this goes back to is maybe an unintended consequence is that we'll start to maybe have a little bit less graded card. And again, as a fan of grading, and I like PSA, I've just spent the most ever on a PSA 10 that I've ever spent on a card. So this is not an anti-PSA argument, but I do worry that it's becoming really ultra commoditized, and maybe that's what they want. I don't know, but
yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. So who knows? Anything else to say?
Take what Josh said, take what I said, take what Louis said, make your own call. You know, your 100%. Own opinion. If you like grading, keep grading. And if you don't like grading, be like me. It's okay. It's no bad. You don't have to do it. It's okay.
The other thing too is that if the hobby really gets mad enough or dissatisfied, this is the other beautiful part about capitalism, is that it opens a door for a competitor to come in and take market share.
Mm-hmm.
I want robot grading, objective grading. Beep, beep, beep. Johnny 5 grading. Yeah.
No. Well, that's another thing too. It's like in like the world of hypothetical situations, whether it be PSA or any other company. So let's say right now it's about $25 on the low level to get a card graded, and they spend 2 to 3 minutes at most or less grading a card, right? Probably a few seconds, right? Would you pay $50 if there was a company that said we'll spend 5 minutes and we'll have this like 10-step process to try to give it the most accurate grade we possibly can?
People would. No one's done it yet though.
Yeah. And so that, which kind of tells you something too, right? That there is not a big demand for that, because you would assume PSA would do that if that's what they felt the market wanted. The
No, it's
market just
volume,
wants
Josh. It's
dirt cheap,
volume.
fast. Yeah.
Volume.
It's-
I want to break quarterly earnings every quarter or you're fired. That's what's going on.
Well,
But
there's not a demand. There's nobody doing it. But then, if you're sending your cards into PSA and you're getting whatever grade you're getting, then quit complaining about whatever grade you're getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I stopped. I was upset and I stopped and I'm good 2 years later.
Well, and the other way to look at it too is if the consumers are telling PSA, right, if the consumer feedback is we want grading to be as cheap as possible and to get it back right away, you're kind of telling them that you don't want the emphasis to be on quality.
Quality.
Right? Is that, the demand should, if the demand should be we want the most accurate grade possible, then I would guess that PSA would align their business around that. It would get a lot more expensive and turnaround times might go up, right? And so, but that's the consumer demand is more, cheap and quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You guys listening, let us know what you think, or watching, let us know what you think in the comments if, you agree, disagree, you
But-
fall, wherever in between.
Back it up, though. Don't just say, I think the pricing's already absurd and I can't stand it. Well, how can they keep jacking it up? Give a reason, something for us to talk about with you or respond in another show or something.
Don't just say we're dumb, because we already know that.
What?
I said, don't just say we're dumb, because we already know that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind. I kind of like it. It's like fuel for me.
You're dumb.
We're going to move on. I saw a very interesting story from The Athletic, one of my favorite kind of hockey resources. And we have talked a bunch in the last month or two about Russia's absence from the 2026 Winter Olympics. Not the political side of it. Again, we're not going into that. We just talked about grading. We're not going to go, this show's not going to go totally off the rails. But on the hockey side of it, and we've surmised in our rumblings that Russia would have probably a pretty talented and competitive team if they were allowed to play in these Olympic Games. So the Athletic kind of took that sentiment and ran with it the other day, and they put together their list and line combinations of who they think the Russian Olympic team would be if they were able to play in the games. And so I thought we could run through that and make our judgment how fearful we would be of their team. So here's who the Athletic put at forwards on the hypothetical fictitious Russian team. So they have their top line would be Malkin centering Kucherov and Kaprizov. Then Panarin with wingers Pavel Buchnevich and Kirill Marchenko. Then
Not very scary.
Vladislav Nestinkov with Demidov and Ovechkin on line 3. And then Fedor Svechkov with Ivan Barbashev and Vasily Podkolzin on their fourth line.
That's a sleeper team. I could do something. It's too. You're not beating Canada and US with that. I don't think.
You don't think?
Nah, you're just not. But you could. That's the sleeper part, right? On any given Olympic night. Yeah. Great hockey though. A lot of finesse on that team. Wowzers.
On defense, they had Sergachev and Alexander Nikishin, Vladislav Gavrikov and Artem Zub. Zub. Okay. Nikita Zadorov and Dmitry Orlov. A little bit weaker on the defensive side, I would say. Sergachev is awesome.
Well, Zadorov's an absolute monster. Every time I think I don't like him, I kind of like him. He plays no nonsense, man. I love that big, strong Russian. Whew. You'd love him on your team, I'll tell you that.
But I would say, though, compared to other countries, including our own, that not as good as the forward group. And then, goalies, I would say strong like bull. You got Big Cat and Shesterkin. You're going to have a tough time beating that combo.
In Russia fashion, though, one of them gets hot. That's it. They could win the gold, right?
And I think we're all on the same page. Like, I wouldn't call this team the favorite if this were Russia's team, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made some noise either in the tournament.
That's a shame. Hopefully cooler heads can prevail.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take that in any way you want. But letting the steam out, I'll stop talking. Never mind.
Yeah. One more quick hobby news story. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I shudder every time I hear this surgery. and it gives me the EBGBs. Even thinking of it now. But Jonathan Huberdeau will miss the rest of the season. He's going to have the worst sounding surgery on earth, hip resurfacing.
Yeah.
Do they use like a hip Zamboni?
I don't know. They probably use the same planer they use for ingrained upper deck.
He's going to, as a result, he'll miss the remainder of the 25-26 NHL season. His surgery is expected to happen in March. Somehow, though, he'll be ready to play for the start of the 26-27 season. Because I thought this surgery was like almost a career killer. This is what Nick Backstrom had in Washington that basically ended his career. Somebody else, too. And then Patrick Kane had a really hard time coming back from it as well. And so I was a little surprised that he could have it in March. And what is that? 6 months or less, be ready for this. So maybe they're getting better at it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
Like hernia surgery. That used to be bad. Now it's easy. Case surgery. Yeah.
Here's what Calgary GM Craig Conroy had to say about the injury and surgery for Huberdeau. After extensive evaluation, it was determined to be the best course of action for Jonathan's long-term health and performance. While it's difficult to lose a player of his caliber, our priority is to ensure he is fully healthy moving forward. Huberdeau has been managing hip-related symptoms throughout the season. The decision to proceed with surgery was made in collaboration with Jonathan, his representatives, our medical staff, and specialists to support his long-term well-being. The 32-year-old Huberdeau is in his fourth season already in Calgary. That's kind of wild. He has 10 goals, 25 points, and 50 games played, makes a crap ton of money. So, yeah. Now, of those 10 goals, it did include the overtime winner that ended up being his final game of 25-26 on last Wednesday against Edmonton.
He's done. He's retiring. He's not coming back. He's like, that's it. That's all.
Which made me wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a conspiracy, Josh, side of it coming out here. Call me crazy, but could part of the decision be for Calgary maybe to pack it in a little bit? They're not going anywhere this year.
Yeah, they're
probably going to be sellers. Maybe get a little bit better draft pick this summer, and
still not a guarantee. You can finish dead last, and Gary doesn't pick your ball. Not Gary.
Yeah, better odds, I guess, though. But I hope for his sake he gets healthy and can return to form next year. So Huberdeau is a 2013-14 Young Guns PSA 10 pop, 642, 68% gem rate, less over $38 on January 22nd, up somehow 43% in the past month and 258% in the past 3 months, which means there was a really, really low sale somewhere in there. The 52-week high is 65 US, 52-week low $11. Oof. Especially in the context of the all-time high. So in April of 2022, somebody's paid $460 for a Jonathan Huberdeau Young Guns. How did that age like a box of wine?
Right.
Yeah, that trade was 4 years ago. That's crazy, man. Feels like yesterday.
Again, the moral of that story, and we'll never stop beating this drum, is make sure you love a card before you buy it, because sometimes you spend $460 on a card and it goes down to $11.
Right.
It happens. Okay, I saw this the other day looking at some eBay sales data for January for our beloved hockey hobby.
Ooh.
And had to share when I saw the numbers. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be super shocking, but spoiler alert here, Macklin Celebrini completely dominated eBay sales last month, dominated. This is significant too, of course, because eBay is the largest sports cards marketplace, and I feel like a good indicator probably for sales anywhere else people buy cards. But so digging into it, he finished number one in sales last month on the platform, 838,000. This is US dollars, $848. A huge amount ahead, like $339,000 ahead of Wayne Gretzky. Which
has that ever happened before?
It rarely happens, right? So, as a little bit of context too, last year, when you look at all of 2025, Celebrini was 10th most in eBay sales, and now he's first in January. And Wayne was the number one for all of last year by $2.75 million over McDavid. That's how big of a gap there normally is between Wayne Gretzky and everybody else in the hobby. So the whole Macklin mania thing is very real. And it's not just the $30,000 RPAs. I think everyone's trying to get a piece of young Macklin. Which
I'd be
easy now.
I'd be buying Bedsy cards all over now if I had that kind of bankroll, I'd be all over Connor Bedard if I missed the Celebrini.
And so Gretzky's second at 499,582. And then Bedard, Phil, to your point, is third with 314,551. Almost triple, 2.5 times the amount of Celebrini sales than Bedard. But still a lot of steam on Bedard. And then McDavid is fourth at 258, 383. Sidney Crosby is still chugging along at number 5, 184,923 spent last month. Then you got Ovi at 161,579. Now, last January, Ovi was the top selling player on eBay as he was like chasing. No, he was the third highest behind Gretzky and McDavid. So, again, Ovi, all the hype has died now from his goals record. Then you got Lane Hudson at number 7, 157,367. Does that surprise you at all that Hudson continues to be so high?
No, he'll be consistent for a while. I know Caulfield's like dropped off like crazy, but there's still a strong base for him locally for sure.
Yeah. Well, I thought, okay, maybe is this kind of ballyhooed a little bit by the fact that the cup was still only been out for less than about 2 months now, a little over 2 months. But then I look back and Hudson was the 10th highest selling hockey player on eBay in all of 2025. So, or 9th. I think Celebrini was 10th. So maybe it is the appropriate spot. Ivan Demidov is number 8 at 118,023 US dollars. Now he's still the highest 2025 rookie. That might change when we look at March's data when the Schaefer Young Guns comes out in Series 2. And then at number 9, probably. At number 9, we have Mario Lemieux, 107,000 US, and then number 10, Bobby Orr, 105,000.
Look at Bobby. That's that. I think that's the biggest surprise in the whole thing is Bobby Orr. No. Who do you think's after Orr? Patrick Waugh, probably, right?
Schaefer, I think, is number 11.
Will be Mitch Goff. Who's number 11?
Schaefer.
Son of a what? Black Diamond? What the heck's going on?
A little bit there.
Goodness.
So, breaking down the top 10, we have 3 legends in Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and Bobby Orr. 7 active players, 1 2025 rookie in Demidov, 2 2024 rookies in Celebrini and Hudson, and then 1 2023 rookie in Bedard, and then soon-to-be legends someday are Crosby, Ovechkin, and McDavid. That's those are the people dominating the hobby right now, and what a month for Macklin Celebrini sales. Holy moly.
I'm really, if my finances were a little different, I'd love to be all over Matthew Schaefer. He's got his card's going to come out with the New York Islanders, orange, blue, and white. I think they have great patch cards. That New Jersey area is dying for a new superstar there, right?
Long Island,
sorry. The Josh Hosang didn't cut it, so they need someone else.
They need to bring Brian Trottier back to be
the Trottier.
Young Matthew. Okay, new product release is brought to you by Grant and his hobby businesses, all of them. Total Sport Cards, his hobby shop, and Etobicoke, certified diamond dealer, and then GP Sports Cards, one of the best breakers in all the darn world. Right, guys?
Yes.
If you're at the Collectors Super Show in Toronto this weekend, be sure to stop by the GP Sports Cards booth. It's number 410 or 510 or both. I don't know. I was going off his Instagram post. Grant and team will be there buying all weekend. Lots of buying. He needs more cards, I guess. Can't stop, won't stop. Buying. Phil will be around too, helping out a bit or getting in the way. One of the two.
Healthy balance of both.
Yeah. Also, be sure to check out more of Grant's breaks at gpsportcards.com and stay up to date on their schedules. And then lastly, again, reminder, we're going to talk about in a minute with California Dave, 24/5/26 SP Game Used. You can order it from Grant's shop at totalsportcards.com. Great price. I think 190 Canadian and get it shipped anywhere in Canada.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, you ready? There he is.
Hey,
What's up?
Hey.
What's up, David? How are you?
How you doing?
Doing good.
Great.
Well, we were just talking about 25/26 SP Game Used. It, of course, was released yesterday, and our guy, California Dave, was ready to go. He wakes up with the shakes every release day, and the only thing can give him his fix is opening up that new wax.
Oh, that's true. You know it.
Got the shakes going. So you have experienced what is Game Used. You're here to talk about it. So, Dave, let us know what's your review on 25-26 SB Game Used?
Well, I will say this. I think there is an extra buzz. I've never seen buzz for SB Game Use, to be honest with you. It's kind of one of those products that kind of comes out and everybody knows what it is, and there are people who like it and there are people who don't. I generally
Phil's a hater.
What's that? What did you
Phil's
say?
a big SB Game Used hater.
Phil's a hater.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well-
it's not for me.
You have to realize it's almost all sticker autos. I think the only on card autos are the draft day marks where they have the ink on the manufacturer patch for the last name. I think that's the only thing that's not a sticker. So you have that. You have a lot of mem cards and you have a lot of weird mem cards. You have the banner year cards, which, you know, Billy explained, you know, we just use everything that we have. And so we have the banners, so we throw them in the cards. But they're not sought after. You have the net cords, which are a little clipping of a goalie net game used. So that's cool. But, you know, unless you're a goalie, then, you know, maybe it doesn't apply to you as much. But the buzz this year is, you know, generally you have whatever the all-star break is, that's what the game use mem is from. And I don't think a lot of people care that much about it. So this year they have all the mem from the Four Nations tournament, which the only reason why I say I think it's created a buzz is because if you go on David Adams or Steel City right now, it costs you $185 to buy a box. I pre-ordered at David Adams, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. I got my boxes for $150. So
Really?
just
They're going
from,
up.
yeah, they're going up. And I think the reason why they're going up is because it's getting bought a lot. So
Because of the Four Nations? Like, why are people buying it?
that's the only difference that I really see. And I think that's creating a buzz. Now,
Well,
with that,
you have Four Nations, you have Stanley Cup Finals memorabilia, and then Heritage Classic, I believe, in Winter Classic, right?
correct. So you have those basic 4 tournaments that you're pulling event worn items or game used mem from those specific events, which are cool because then you can kind of tie something to a tournament.
Yeah.
So it is really awesome. I did watch some breaks today. If you're going to buy a loose box here and there, it's pretty risky. I would say, you know, in a 20 box case, you're probably going to hit a really nice card out of maybe 2 or 3 of those boxes.
Ooh.
So go in mind with that. But I will say there could be some very cool cards on the secondary market when these things start coming out. Now
Some
that they're
bangers.
up now.
Did you notice like a definitive case hit? Because I know you and I were talking earlier in the day. Some products, it's like you watch and you see a case break and you're like, oh, really? Was there really a case hit, or was there like a banger in every case?
Yeah, I don't know if I would say I noticed like, oh, that's the case hit, but there's definitely like, okay, there's a big hit. There's a really nice hit. And so if you're going to buy a loose box, you have a 1 in, a smaller
1
chance.
in 6 or so something chance, or 10 chance to, which is probably is that normal at this point? Don't you think?
I think that's pretty normal. I mean, even if you go to like Flagship, right, which is a nice cheap rip, you're not pulling an outburst young gun of a really big name rookie like every other box or anything. You're still like, okay, I got my 6 young guns and I got a UD Canvas young guns and maybe I hit a cool numbered card, but generally speaking, it's every 6 or 7 boxes you hit something pretty nice. So
can I ask you guys a hockey question too that Dave, you completely like put into my mind when you were talking about the Four Nations memorabilia? Are any of you guys going to be excited for an all-star game to come back at this point? Or...
No. Yeah. Hardest shot. I want the hardest shot.
I I hope they do 4 nations every year, or I expand it actually to make it like 8 nations or 12 nations or whatever.
You know what?
Best on best.
Why does it have to be something? Give the boys 10 days off. Do nothing. They kick the crap out of their bodies all year. We as sports fans can suck it up. Just seriously, give 10 days off. So the season's already ridiculously long. Too many games. Now they want to add more. Their bodies are banged up, man. The Olympics aren't helping, but
we know where all of the players who are not in the Olympics are at right now, because they're all hanging out with Anthony in the Bahamas.
Yeah, they're all on vacation.
Well, okay. What about this
for them,
the road?
Let them be.
What if you have the Olympics every 4 years, and then you did 4 nations, the 2 years in between, and then the other 2 years you did nothing? Because I would rather have nothing than an all-star game, I think.
Yeah, I want. Yeah.
Now maybe kids would feel differently, because I do kind of think that all-star games are for kids a little bit, but
I want to do our own thing. I just want to get out of the Olympics, do our own thing. Let's do our own international hockey tournament. No, none of these IOC rules. NHL size rank, not international size, or I don't know, whatever. Like, talk about it in between maybe, but do it at a time of the year, not in the middle of our season. Stop. Full stop.
Well, I will say they have improved the All-Star game, making it 3-on-3, going to that format.
I didn't even know they did that. There you go. Well advertised.
It's made it way more exciting and way more, like, before I basically didn't watch it, and now watching 3-on-3 hockey is actually pretty fun, because it's all opened up and
it's not really hockey.
Exciting in a different way.
Then you have like Quinn Hughes skating around in circles, and in his own end for 6 minutes trying to set up a play.
Wouldn't 3-on-3 basketball would be much better, right? Way more exciting. That's not basketball though. That's shooting hoops, right?
Yeah,
if you want to play shinny, go play outside. Hockey's 5-on-5.
I just hope they incorporate the 4 nations. It wasn't a one and done thing. I hope they continue to do it. Maybe not every year, but maybe like every couple of years.
6 nations, right? If we're all about this, everybody's special and important. Why don't we make
Germany should be in there, other teams, Slovakia,
or even like a mix. Okay, we don't have enough for this team, and this team. Let's make an international team, and that's like all the leftovers, and make a competitive.
Leftovers, Dave, you're going to get in trouble for that.
At the time, they said that they put it together to, like, the idea came and they tried to get it done last year, and so that according to NHL, they didn't have time to expand it beyond 4 teams. But I think the plan is to definitely do that. Okay,
that's awesome.
Digression over. When you opened up your box, what was your impression of the product compared to all the other stuff you opened?
Well, I will preface it with this. I've never been a huge game used fan. I know it's not a product that I've typically opened. So
you're the hater Jason was talking about. Sorry, Phil. I was blaming you.
I'm not a hater. It's okay that other people like it.
I know. We're just joking.
But it's a product that I don't tend to open very much, and so I haven't had a lot of experience opening it. I did buy 2 boxes, and I don't know. Maybe the video's up right now, or maybe it's not. It's been recorded and edited, so it might already be up or not. But I enjoyed it, but there is. You get 9 cards in a box, and there's really only 4 of those cards that are, should I say, hit cards. Basically, 5 of the cards are base cards, and then you get 4 hit cards, and out of those 4 hit cards, there's generally only 1 of those that are like, oh, that's kind of cool. So just, for me, that's my personal experience. I had 1 box that I felt was kind of a dud box, and I had another box where I hit, I would say, a pretty decent card from what I've been seeing in breaks. So,
oh, nice. What about like the design, quality, all that sort of stuff?
Quality was really nice. It's a thinner stock card, so it's not super thick.
So it's normal. It's a normal card.
Hang on, let me check.
It's probably they're 35 point if it's like a base or.
Oh yeah. So here's a card. So it's the normal stock card. So this is the red to the base. So you get a bunch of base cards.
Nothing gets past Dave. I thought that was the green one.
You get a bunch of base cards like this, and then one of your base cards is red. So there.
Again with the red.
But they're nice. They're good quality. I didn't find anything, wrong.
So why do you hate it? I don't get it. Why do you hate the game use?
Yeah, we like it. Why do you hate it?
Well, it's sticker autos. Which I don't collect.
Dave's so nice. He's too nice. Okay, let's.
And there's a lot of like plain jersey swaps. So I don't really collect those either.
Mhm.
My jam, my cup of tea are really cool inserts, which this isn't an insert driven set, and patch autos that are on card. So that's something that's not in the product, but I would say if I pulled like a really cool Four Nations card of a player that I'm halfway interested in, something like that, I would keep. The draft day marks, those don't really do it for me, because unless you're going to collect the whole set of the player, I don't find a need to just keep
Good trader though.
Yeah, a good trader. Exactly.
I think, though, my opinion from everything I've seen is that this is a nice step forward for the product. I feel like that they found that Upper Deck has found its lane with it, in that these Supreme patches from Four Nations, and like next year if they have Olympics patches, I'm already looking on eBay, and there's some really, really nice ones. Like there's a JT Miller Team USA Supreme patch that has a big chunk of the lettering in it, and just some really, really nice cards. And so I predict that people will go for the big players, especially. And if the patch is amazing, that those could get pretty big numbers, like more bigger than we've seen from game used in the past. And I almost wonder too, it's like if you were in charge of SB Game Used, would you, instead of getting 9 cards and a bunch of base, would you make it more just a memorabilia set? Maybe make it 4 cards and have 4 nice memorabilia cards in there and call it good. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I will say this, if our main objective is to see Upper Deck improving the sets, let's look at Game Used 3-4 years ago and look at the set that came out today. There's an improvement, right? And so we're asking for things, and we're seeing those things come true in the things that we're asking. So kudos to Upper Deck for improving a set.
That's all you can ask, right? Every year get a little bit.
Even though it's not something I'm going to go on eBay and look for cards and buy singles of this, I think the people that do like this set, they're going to be happy with what they're going to find.
I think if you're like a premier mega patch collector, that these Supreme patches will be right up your alley. That's kind of the correlation I would make there. Okay. Anything else on game used before we move on? You good? All right.
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Someone else say something. Yeah. I don't have much to say about game use, so you can keep talking about it if you want me to be quiet.
No. I want to move on to O-Pee-Chee, because we always look at early sales, and we've let 2 weeks slide by, which is unacceptable from our position here. And so I still haven't even opened up a box. This is like crazy.
Oh, Josh. It's bad.
Well, Louis' kid went around to local shops, and there was none available, which was a little bit surprising.
Wow, Minnesota, I mean.
Yeah, maybe that's it too. So today we're going to take a look at the still very early, but not typically as early, the top 5 highest selling cards to date from 25-26 O-Pee-Chee. Of course, any card that was sold on eBay has been verified as paid for in Terapeak, and we'll see if there's any surprises on the list. You ready, boys?
Schaefer take all 5 or what?
Schaefer took 2 of the 5.
Oh, not all of them? Weak.
Okay, number 5, we will kick off with Matthew Schaefer. Great card here. A retro rookie black border out of 100 raw, sold for $373 US on February 2nd. How come you're not an entrepreneur filling in on something like this?
Because I believe the phrase is, it's not my first rodeo, because I'll wait 3 years and get this card for 1/6 of the price, no matter how he's playing.
Fair.
Yeah, he's not, I mean, hey, listen, he could be a high point getter, but
yeah,
the smart play here is to wait this out.
We go from number 5 to number 3 because we have a tie at number 3. So the first number 3 is Beckett Seneca, who I now can pronounce after embarrassing myself by pronouncing it in our rookie deep dive incorrectly 1,074
I'm going to learn
times.
everything about this kid. Everything.
Except how to say his name.
Wait,
Right.
that's how you pronounce his name? Because I've been pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but I only said it like once. Josh did the whole bit, right? So it's like
I've pronounced it Seneca every single time I've said it.
Seneca. Yeah.
Seneca?
Yeah.
Pronouncing
hurts a little
it
bit.
is not my strong suit.
The comments that cut the deepest are the ones that are true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still couldn't believe it though. Yeah, you got it right, but can't believe you have a podcast and you're talking about people. You can't even take the
Is that how
time
it
to
was
study.
said?
and
Oh, yeah. I mean,
da-da-da-da-da,
nothing
and
but
like,
the most respect. But I
Sorry.
can't believe you're such an idiot.
How could you be that dumb? Well,
please
talk to my wife and she'll tell you all about it.
save
English
the
is not
comment.
my first language.
So
wait, it is.
Beckett Seneca, the Platinum Preview, Seismic Gold, these are out of 25. So for 400 US on February 2nd, we had this in our Rookie Deep Dive too. So this is sort of a repeat card there. Tied with this card, though, at number 3 is a Michael Misa. Marquee Rookie Green Rainbow out of 33 raw. So for 400 US on January 30th via eBay Best Offer.
Nice card. Nice card.
Looks great.
Sale.
Yeah, real good.
Then at number 2, same card, different player, the Matthew Schaefer Rookie Green Rainbow out of 33, again raw. So for 516 US on January 30th. And now maybe the seller can afford to upgrade their iPhone 3 and get a better camera.
Right.
I love it.
Heck.
Yeah, I even tried to salvage that
Oh,
one.
there's nothing you could do. It's so blurry. It's like it's like, do I need glasses? No, that's just the worst photo I've ever seen. Which brings us to the number 1 card is an Ivan Demidov retro
I know.
yellow printing plate 101.
What's up?
Wow.
Sold for 600 US via eBay Best Offer on January 2nd. So where was the printing plate on your bingo card for the number 1 sale at O-Pee-Chee?
Well, I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad it's this than a sticker auto manufactured patch from Black Diamond. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not. The more I look
Shots
at it,
fired.
yeah, it looks a little pooey.
What is your
Wow,
top
that's
5
surprising.
early O-Pee-Chee sales?
Best card was the 5th one. Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beautiful card. One last thing, a new product release is a very quick Upper Deck release calendar update. So we did have, of course, SB Game Use come out yesterday. Dave talked all about it. Look for his video soon. And then our next release is next Wednesday. We'll have 25-26 Fleer Ultra Hockey. Very excited about
I'm
that.
so excited. I'm trying to get a case. I don't think they'll let
Really?
me. Yeah. Well, I don't care. They asked me how I'm going to pay for it. I said, don't worry about it. I think 10 notes. I'll work it off. I'll work shifts. I'll do the night shift.
I think it's hard enough just to find a single box, let alone.
No. I want as many as possible. I don't care if no one else in Ottawa doesn't even get one. Too bad. I don't care.
Then we have a week off and we have 2 releases. The first is a little bit on the minor side. The NHL Star Rookies box set. And people collect these. They come out every year. So 25-26 on March 4th. But then same day is a very big release. We have Upper Deck Series 2 for 25-26. That will be the Matthew Schaefer Young Guns. And of course, on March 4th, we'll have our now, well, it's not annual because our release day tradition. We'll do our live show at Billy Cilio. So very excited for
It's
that.
a null, right? It's a null.
No. Annual is once per year. We do it every time flagship
Annual?
comes out.
Oh, I thought a newel.
Annual.
Yeah,
Annual.
Annual.
English. Bad English.
It's okay, Floyd.
Personal
Lloyd.
pickups.
Oh,
Holy
wait,
moly,
Josh.
Phil.
Josh,
Yeah.
before we go to personal pickups, I got to plug something.
Oh, Dave, we don't have time for your mail. We'll do it Friday.
I'm not doing mail.
Okay,
Phil.
Jesus.
Hey.
Are we doing good vibs? Do we
I
have to
just want to
listen?
get everyone excited for my next video that I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey?
yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, Josh just went over the new releases. You're right off. You don't.
this is not a new release.
I
It's the
thought
Dave
those are the
show.
videos you're doing. What's the point of having conversations with you if none of them stick?
Quiet, Phil. Quiet. I bought 3 tins. Boston, Chicago, and Detroit.
Attaboy.
We're going to open all 3 at the same time and see which one is better.
Oh, California Dave.
And I
Can't
haven't,
stop,
I
won't
haven't
stop.
opened any of those tins. So I
Those
don't
are
know
going to
what-
be awesome. They're so much fun. They're
Yeah.
so much fun. They're great. They're perfect hockey card boxes, tins to open.
I'm just getting people excited for the
Yeah.
what's to come, Phil. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Anything else to plug, Dave?
Yeah.
No.
Anything else,
No.
Dave? Would you like to sell?
Is anyone
to-
renting rooms for my children? The last one fell through.
Oh
Back-
no!
Oh, did it?
No,
No!
it just we had to. Yeah,
Send me the boys. Send me the tall one. I'll put them to work this summer.
there
I'm
was
dead
some-
serious.
there was some issue with some paperwork that they had to move back into our house for a couple of weeks while they get some paperwork settled, and then they can go back.
Paperwork? What, insurance?
Yeah, just it's
Oh, that sounds silly.
Oh, what a
Yeah.
tangled web we weave, Dave. Oh,
Well,
what a tangled web we
we'll
weave.
just-
Should have kept
We'll
them in your
just say
pants, brother. You had 5 of them.
my
Back to our regular scheduled programming.
Personal pickups.
Yeah.
Philip.
I only have one child that I'm aware of, and I'm very happy right now. Okay, because it gives me the opportunity to buy these cards. So, Mr. Louis? Yeah. Crosby in action. Auction.
Oh,
Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know if this is a short print or a super short print. I have no idea. I know I don't see it often, and I love it. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are
More.
called O-Pee-Chee stamps. They're from 2013-14. I wrote them in, Louis. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you.
What? Oh,
2013
yeah, you did. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. 2013-14 O-Pee-Chee stamps. I believe the next one will show the perforation.
That's the back, yeah.
But what is the perforated? What is the-
Perforation.
perforation. Yeah.
Perspiration.
I like the back of the cards too.
They're sweaty.
Sweaty.
That's perspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't use
Are
any
they
perspiration.
are they peachy or
They're
are they
peachy
O-Pee-Chee?
stamps.
Peachy.
O-Pee-Chees.
Yeah.
They're
Can you
peaches.
lick 'em?
Yeah.
Can you show the backs, Louis, again?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I really like they have the Easter egg backing to them. I don't know if they are an Easter egg. I think they are. And I really
Peaches.
like them. I like them so much.
They're peachy.
They're a rapper redemption.
Oh, there you go. Rapper Redemption. I don't know. And yeah, so I got the Bobby Orr. I'm sneakily getting a nice little Bobby Orr book here. Yeah, okay, so I got the Bobby. And then next, I also got the Patrick Waugh. Big fan. Don't like the purple too much, but it's okay. He's in the Habs there. Okay, yeah, so next one. Yeah, this is a
Wow.
big card for Phil. I got this in the Slab Sharks auction. You should join us on Thursday nights because sometimes crazy crap happens, and this was one of them.
I know
I
why
just
you
don't-
got it.
I love this card for a few reasons because I'm a silly immature brain and I had 69 out of 100. So that's funny. Then you got the Habs, of course. I love. I'd like it if he was in the brown pads, white helmet. That's okay. This was like I think the same year he told Tremblay to take a hike, so a special card as well. And I did a close up of the chunky patch because I thought it was really chunky and it was worthy to be shared. Yeah. And then secondly, I made a Bobo here. So I showed this last week. It's actually this card I got, and all timers. They're very similar. So I already showed the great one. They're both short prints, very similar cards. But I also picked up that Gretzky stamp was spendy. It was like $130.
Ooh.
With tax, it was like 160. I had to buy it though. It was the only one off eBay. I couldn't let Josh get it because then he'd have to make a whole segment of, oh, let me tell you about my journey to buy the Wayne Gretzky O-Pee-Chee stamp. So I saved the good listener from that bit, and I just wanted to show you my card, and there it is.
I can't wait to murder your face.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll see.
Ew.
I swear I just had a conversation with Phil, and he was like, "I literally can't buy any cards. I'm
I know.
totally
I
out
was
of
gonna
money."
say
He
that
does
too.
that.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
like
I
he
also
just
like-
showed like 15 cards. So,
Yeah, well, Cole's been buying his own groceries lately, and I'm telling him to stop, but he's not. So I've been spending like nothing on food, just my brother.
How many mail day packages do you have unopened right now?
None. I opened them all because
Oh.
I'm going to Toronto. I'm already in Toronto by now, and I
Yeah.
gave our Friday is going to be a little different. So
It's always a little bit different, but
yeah, fair enough.
it is.
well, from one big spender to the next. Louis, what did you pick up?
Yeah. 4 weeks later, I got one, right? I picked up a 25-26 Upper Deck Red Outburst Nico Hischier. And
Nice.
it wasn't a plant. This wasn't planned. I wasn't going to buy this. I knew they were going to show up out there. But I got this one last year's, and it happened to be 25 out of 25. And I don't care if it's a bookend or not. But this one showed up, also 25 out of 25. So I was like, oh, great. I got to get it.
Yep.
So,
I love the Outburst design this year. It's a great card.
So, yeah, now everybody that knows I have this they keep telling me, well, you're screwed for the next however many years because now you got to find every 25 out of 25.
Good luck with that.
Yep.
I bet you I can get help. Josh?
Well, I keep sucking. Yeah, it'll be easy.
He doesn't suck.
I know. I'm still busting your balls. I see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, nice
My
card.
pickup is a 2009-10 O-Pee-Chee Sidney Crosby buyback auto. It's out of 20. It's raw. Now, as we know, I'm an insert parallel guy. I haven't bought an auto card in a year and a half, maybe.
What did it say you back?
$500, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. American 500?
Yeah,
Oh, that's appropriate. It's good.
probably. The baby blue. I love the baby blue penguin, the old retro Penguins uniforms. And I also kind of like, I'm a buybacks fan. I don't know why. I can't even explain it. I just like it.
Love buying it back. You love
I
it.
love buying it back. But buying an auto, it did feel like cheating a little bit so I felt dirty.
Yeah.
And honestly, this was almost a very like short hold because I had to go through and find cards to sell to pay for my Crosby Prism. And
Yeah.
I
You
thought
sold the card?
No.
No, I considered like, because I'm not an auto collector. So I'm like, well, maybe I should
No,
just
you
sell
keep
this
this
and
He just spends
But I
a
kept
boatload of money. We go through 500 cards or plus and send 200 and some in to Slab Sharks because he needs the money bad. And then boom. I know what kind of collector you are, Josh. You and Phil kind of got a little. You got to get it before Phil.
yeah.
That's what it is.
No, I think I told Josh about this card. Did I not?
No, I told you about it.
Oh, whatever.
And then,
I'll
you
trade
said,
you.
and then you did. Yeah, of course I know about it. I know. Every a card like this comes
What do
out,
you want
and
me
3
to
minutes
do?
later, I know about it. How do you not know? You don't have the good process. I have the good process. I know instantly.
Processes.
Except when the
Process.
card that you've been lusting after over years slipped between your fingers just last month. A Crosby O-Pee-Chee Platinum Size and Gold PSA 9. That was perfect for you, sold, and your stupid processes don't work.
Yeah, I know, it's brutal. Why to do manual labor? Sorry, I can't pay everybody to do all my hard stuff for me. I have to go outside and do it, so I can't be on the computer for 13 hours a day. I apologize.
Some of
Sorry.
us got to go to work.
Well, I technically I haven't received a paycheck
know.
since what is it? November 14th. I
November?
remember the day.
Dave, do you got anything you're desperate to show?
No, he's not allowed. He's
No.
got to save it for Friday.
Yeah, I got a good mail day. So join us Friday.
Oh,
'cause
exciting. Good. I
I
can't
got
wait.
some cool cards. I did make a couple of really nice purchases. It probably won't be this Friday, but the next Friday,
Yeah.
it'll be showing off some very, very cool cards and one I'm very excited about. So stay tuned.
All right, well, that's our show.
Woohoo!
Anything else to say, or do we wrap it up?
One more thing to say.
Oh,
No, I know it. I'm not answering.
yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
All right. If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, or whatever podcast app you happen to listen to us on. If you love the show, you love Dave, and you want him to be a degenerate, well, he's going to be one anyways. But
Yeah.
if you wanted to, just watch along and chat with him on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider a $5 a month donation. Join at our $999 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, our Instagram, TikTok profile, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, or on Patreon directly, patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. Follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures, LLC. Have a great time in Toronto, Phil.
Fill up.
Thank you.
We'll see you
Thank
tonight
you.
on the Slap Shark Show, and take us up. Baba Louie.
Bye.
It's the Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in show.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
That's what she said.